Hey guys, so cold out today that I would probably, you probably wouldn't be able to see me because my face is so bundled up. So I thought, let's just go for what we see out here. Beautiful time to be in the woods. But anyhow, I should hold my camera still, and I think I will do that right here. Stump. To put my arm on it, if I can get this poison ivy or whatever else it is out of my way. Okay, got the highway in the background if you're hearing something humming. Anyhow, here's the thing I was playing with. We spend so much time focusing on indicators of dying. Blood pressure, we check to see if it's ever low. Cancer, is it growing? High blood, well, we talk about high blood pressure, any abnormalities in your history from your parents, blood sugar, are you diabetic, all these kinds of things. So that's all to chase what? You're looking for the number and fixating on the ultimate thing that you know is going to happen. You are going to decay and die. That's a process. What? We can just leave that alone. At some point in time, people around us are going to fall down dead. And from a spiritual perspective, apparently that's very easy. It's not a rough transition. Like being born is a rough transition. Dying, that's easy. And when you do die, all of a sudden, instantaneously, everything starts to make sense and things get very easy and very light. And you're like, that's much better. Now, setting that point aside, let's look if we were to fixate in the other direction. What if we were to fixate on how energized are you personally on a daily basis? Your happy index. Maybe that's a different index. How happy are you? How optimistic are you? How creative are you? How dreamy are you? How much do you resist the urge to go fix something, do something, be something, all that sort of push from someone else? That would maybe be as opposed to doing what feels best, choosing the path of least resistance. That's maybe what it would be. I'm gonna maybe hone this idea down. I really like it. So we'll measure some indicators. Forget about the death indicators and let's look at the life indicators and see if we can't kick up some of the life indicator performers. So choosing the path of least resistance. How much are you doing that? We could figure out some questions I could ask on that. If you're choosing to do something that's really difficult or not very exciting. Sorry, that's my hand's getting a little looser grip and it's got a glove on, so the phone falls out of my hand. But anyhow, how long? So path of least resistance would be one of the things we could monitor. That would probably break down into 3 or 4 little sort of test questions or whatever. Maybe lifestyle specifics, like how much are you aware of the vortex when you're in the vortex and out of the vortex? And maybe there'd be a subcategory of how much are you working on trying to get into the vortex more. I don't know. That's just a matter of if you want to be better, then you should be working on it. If you don't want to be better, then you're happy where you are, then you don't have to work on it. So we won't measure how much you're working on being in the vortex. We'll just figure out how much of the day you're in the vortex and measure that. And, those kind of things. All kinds of positive indicators about how optimistic and maybe appreciation or gratitude, like how appreciative, if that's even a word, and how much is gratitude influencing your day. And maybe you hit some quick little dial indicators. You hit 1 through 5 on each of these questions, and you already know what the questions are, so each day you kind of go in maybe twice a day and you sort of answer the questions. And after a while, if you've been doing it for a while, we can get an assessment. We can work on things to kick that up and kick up your happiness quotation in your life and your satisfaction and things like that, and watch the change. When you're happy and you're feeling gratitude, everything positive comes to you. it goes all the way across the board, everything from money to love to people to opportunity to whatever. And then you have the power to sort of walk through doors, and you keep walking through doors and new adventures in your life, and maybe this is something you'd be measuring too. How many new things are you learning and doing? And not because someone said you need to go learn something, exercise your brain, or you're going to get dementia, and they measure for dementia. Oh, how much dementia do you maybe have? I don't want to keep track of how I'm dying. Keep track of how much I'm, how invigorated is my mind. If it's not invigorated, if it doesn't feel like everything's a possibility and it's just a matter of what's delicious to me right now, and quite possibly, more often than not, what's delicious to me right now would be a nap. So it's not about the doing, it's about being, and measuring how much are you being a human, or a human being as opposed to a human doing. So where are you on that, pendulum? I think would be fun indicators, but no wonder there's so much destruction and lack of harmony amongst humans when all we measure is our quotation of how close we are to death, and what are the risks and what are the scary things coming our way. Let's track all the scary things coming our way. What do you think that's going to do to the happiness quotation of the human planet? It's like, I don't know why this is so difficult for other people to figure out prior to me coming along on this planet. It's like, anyway, well, let's change it now. Anyway, love you guys. See ya.